Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Prashant Jain. Mr. Jain is the Director, Retail Businesses at Fluke India. He brings with him 2 decades of professional experience in the field of electrical switchgear and test and measurement. Mr. Prashant is FMS Delhi Alumni and Electrical Engineering graduate from Delhi College of Engineering. From an electrical engineering background, Mr. Prashant is an alumnus of the Faculty of Management Studies, Delhi. Today, Mr. Jain will share his insights on air quality monitoring tools for modern buildings and HVAC systems. So please welcome Mr. Jain.
Evening, everyone. Thank you, Darshana. And thank you, Sarv Daman and Mr. Nitin Nayak for engaging presentations. So we started from outdoor with Mr. Sarv Daman and then we moved inside with Mr. Nitin Nayak. Both the presenters made very valid point about the pollution in outside environment and as well as pollution which has now come inside our buildings. In fact, one of the studies says that many times the inside of a buildings are even worse than outside pollution. So it is very important for all of us not to clean our outside pollution to the minimum level, but also take care of the indoor air quality. And coming back to the topic of today's webinar, which is managing indoor air quality, as Mr. Nitin had said that there are many parameters which are important. So I am moving from taking a cue from Mr. Nitin. We need to measure all these parameters, which are temperature, humidity, VOC, particle count. But how do we measure them? As he shared, Peter Drucker had said that we can manage what we can measure. I would like to add to it, we can manage what we can measure accurately. And that's where Fluke, which is a US-based multinational company, one of the best in test and measurement, comes into picture. We provide all the tools and tackles, we provide all the instruments to HVAC professionals worldwide so that they can measure all these important parameters with accuracy and reliability. So we will spend next 15 to 20 minutes together and understand how Fluke technologies can help its customer mitigate all the pollution and indoor air related problems. My name is Prashant Jain and I work for Fluke as director for their retail business. I am based at Fluke's Delhi office. In the picture on the slide, you can see our corporate office at Seattle in USA and our European headquarters in Netherlands. A quick background on Fluke. It was founded by Mr. John Fluke Sr. in 1948 with 2,400 employees. We have 21 offices in 21 offices. Products are available in more than 100 countries. If we look at our India presence, then Fluke is available at each major location across India. We have our head offices in Bangalore and we have our branch office in Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Hyderabad and other cities. Fluke has its own NABL accredited lab. So whenever you purchase a product from Fluke, we ensure that it is properly calibrated at regular intervals as required by the standards. Fluke has its own service centers in Delhi, Bangalore and Bhiwandi, which is in Mumbai, with more than 80 industrial channel partners and more than 500 retail channel partners. Products are easily available across India to all the customers. Fluke is also available on online channels, so you can find many of the product on Amazon, industrial buying and other B2B and B2C portals. What Fluke is known for? It's a premium test and measurement brand. So Fluke is one of the best test and measurement product or a brand available to customers across world. And Fluke brand is known for its safety, portability, ruggedness, very high accuracy, very easy to use. These are simple products, very customer friendly, and adherence to rigid standards of the quality. Whatever product you buy, you will be ensured that these are safe, rugged, accurate, and very super easy to use for our customers. If we look at the product profile, Fluke offers more than 5,000 products to its customer. In the category of digital multimeters, clamp meters, insulation testers, thermometers, earth ground tester, indoor air quality device or tools, power quality analyzers, thermal imagers, scope meters, electrical testers and field calibrators. There are so many other products which due to space and the time constraint I have not been able to put in here. So we will focus today only on certain tools which helps HVAC and IAQ professionals. So Fluke has a complete basket of products which are suitable for a HVAC or a IAQ professional working in indoor air quality. So if we look at any facility, be it a commercial building or an industrial plant, a residential building, We have an envelope, or we have a building. There is an inside air, there is an outside air. We have some air conditioning equipment which takes air from outside, conditions it in a way which is suitable for the occupants, and then there is a regular exchange of the air based upon the requirement. Now, some of the most important parameter for our, as we say, sick building as well as healthy building. So there are certain parameters which defines what is a sick building and what is a healthy building. Temperature and relative humidity are the first two most important parameter. It is like when we go to a doctor and we say, oh, we are not feeling well, we are feeling sick. The first thing he measures is our temperature, either through our forehead or any other thermometer. So temperature still remains the most important first parameter, which tells us whether a system is working fine or not. We are at our offices or in our homes. If the temperature is within a range, like something like 22 to 26 degrees, 27 degrees centigrade, which is a normal occupancy temperature, we say that yes, it's a comfortable temperature. But if the temperature moves to 15 degree or to 20 or to 35 degrees, we feel uncomfortable. So any building, the first measure is whether the temperature is in the acceptable range and the humidity is in the acceptable range. If the humidity is too less, we feel uncomfortable. If the humidity is too high, in that case also, we feel very uncomfortable. Apart from these, airflow, air velocity, and air uniformity. The airflow should be within the limits, velocity should be there, and it should be uniform across the facility. Then airborne particle count. As we saw that there could be air particles, there could be very fine particles, dust particles in outside air as well as in inside air, and they cause various respiratory problems among the occupant of the building. There are various studies, as quoted by Mr. Nitin as well, that having a cleaner air helps improve productivity of a building, help improve productivity and health of the occupants. CO and CO2 are two other parameters which are very vital for overall health of a building and the occupants. Then in clean rooms, we have to make sure that clean rooms are positively pressurized, mean inside pressure is always more than the outside so that dirty air cannot come in. And to run our air conditioning system, HVAC system properly, we also need to monitor percentage of outside air. If we do not take outside air, we keep on circulating inside air, then of course the CO2 will build up. And if we are taking too much of outside air, then our cost of conditioning the air, the cost of cleaning the air and cooling the air becomes very high. Typically, there are studies which suggest that for every 1 degree centigrade rise in temperature, we have to spend around 7% additional energy. So if we set our air conditioner at 24 degrees compared to 23 degrees, we can save 7% energy, approximately 7% energy. So if we take too much of outside air, we have to cool this air so that it is good for the occupants. And for cooling of this air, a lot of energy goes into cleaning and cooling of this air. Apart from these, we also need to check filter integrity, whether the filters are HEPA filter, they are right or not, there is a pressure drop across them. So there are multiple parameters which we need to check for making sure that a building is healthy. The good part is all these parameters can be monitored using an instrument or a tool from Fluke. Fluke offers a comprehensive range of tools which can help us measure all these parameters in a building. I would like to start with, as I said, the very basic parameter, which is temperature and humidity. It is like a stethoscope or a blood pressure monitor for a doctor. The first thing a doctor does, he will check your temperature, he will check your blood sugar levels, and the doctor will check your blood pressure. If these things are right, and if these things are not right, then a doctor will prescribe further tests. Similarly, in a building, before moving to VOCs and CO2 levels or particle count, the first thing is that we should check, is the air temperature, is the air humidity inside our building correct or not? And to check it reliably, Fluke offers a fantastic product. In fact, this product is launched in this month, and I'm pleased to introduce it to all Thermal Control magazine readers also. This is one of the best temperature and humidity monitor available in the world right now. It comes in two models. It's a 4-in-1 device. So customer can measure temperature, humidity, relative humidity, dew point, and wet bulb, everything in one instrument. This also comes with an external sensor. If you see on the photograph, the leftmost sensor, so that we can easily measure inside the duct. Sometimes we need to measure inside duct or in an area which is not very easily accessible. So an external sensor helps customer to take readings at various places. While I totally agree with Mr. Nitin Nayak that continuous monitoring is the need of the hour, definitely. We have smart buildings, we have intelligent buildings, so continuous monitoring definitely help us. But I am still an advocate of a mixed regime which has spot test as well as continuous monitoring. While continuous monitoring gives us data, the problem is that sensor is fixed at a place. So if I have a 5,000 square feet hall, my sensor will be fixed at one corner. The parameter may be dynamic. So we have seen conditions where it was a data center and the sensor was placed very close to the air conditioning duct, and sensor was always showing a right amount of temperature and humidity, whereas the far end of that hall, of that large place, the far end, the temperature was very different. Now because we are getting signal from the sensor, the sensor was always saying temperature to be in the right condition, but the far end of the server room, it was overheated and there was some problem in that. So spot testing actually help us to measure multiple points in a building, because these are all handheld instruments. We can roam around, we can move across the floors, across the room, across the halls, across the lobbies using these instruments. And generally what I have seen being in test and measurement industry for more than a decade, that these instruments, the accuracy and the calibration is much easier compared to a fixed type of sensor. So these handheld instruments also sometimes help us to check whether our fixed sensors are working right or not. So it kind of help us as a cross check, as well as they give us the flexibility to measure multiple points, in fact infinite points inside our building, because we can easily walk around with these sensors in our hand. Generally they are more, the quality of these sensors and the reliability of these sensors are very high compared to the fixed ones, and these are easy to calibrate. So there are some benefit of continuous data monitoring, I cannot discount that, but at the same time spot testing or handheld instrument have their own advantages in terms of flexibility, where to monitor, as well as the easy calibration side. So if we look at this instrument, there are two models, and with the option of external sensor, we can measure temperature, humidity, wet bulb, as well as dew point. The best part about these sensors is these are NTC sensor, electronic polymer capacitor sensor, with a very low hysteresis band. So these sensors, especially the sensor which Fluke uses, it can capture very fast variation in temperature and humidity. Especially when it comes to humidity, the sensors become saturate at around 90% RH. Humidity hits 90 or more than that, there is no change in the readings, and the sensor becomes saturated. It takes a long time for the sensor to come back to its readings, even when the humidity is removed. Fluke sensors, they are very fast acting sensors with a very low hysteresis loop. So in case there is a change in the parameter, there is a quick change in the parameter, these can quickly register it, show it to the user, and without getting saturated or hang, they come back to the original position. External sensor is there, it comes with a bright backlit display. It's very rugged design, and these are designed for 1 meter drop test. Even if you drop it on a hard floor, these instruments will not break. They come with 99 memory for data storage, just in case if you want to store the readings. These instruments come with limited data storage, and it comes with 1 year replacement warranty from Fluke. If anything happens to the product, we simply replace the product. That's the confidence Fluke has in its product, that should anything go wrong, we will give you a new product, no repair, nothing. Just get a new product from Fluke. This slide. So this is how the external sensor can be used with a product. It comes with the input at the bottom, and the external sensor can be easily plugged in. It's a 3.5 mm jack, which is very commonly used. And this helps us to take readings in hard to reach places, maybe inside some duct or something. It is useful to HVAC professionals working in food, pharma, semicon, biomedical, hospital and clinic, laboratories, data center, agriculture, hotels, and typically for facility maintenance, for production, for cold storage, paper, cardboard and textile. Humidity is very important to maintain the right amount of humidity. Similarly, electronics production, if the humidity is too high, of course it can damage the electronic parts. Greenhouse facilities as well as clean room applications. So this product is almost used by all the building envelopes, whether it is industrial, residential, commercial or institutional building. Fluke 971, it's the same product. It's a temperature humidity meter, but the old model 972 is the new model. So I would request all customers who are into HVAC audits or into facility maintenance, please take a look at 972 Fluke 972 temperature and humidity meter. It's a fantastic product. Apart from temperature and humidity, we also need to measure the airflow at various places. So here comes the Anemometer. It helps us to measure airflow, speed, velocity, as well as temperature of the air. It can capture data and it can record data with min and maximum readings. The good part is that it comes with, as you can see, the sensor, the fan is separate, connected with the main instrument through a wire, which is a flexible wire. So this helps us to understand not only the temperature and humidity, but the airflow inside a building. Sometimes there is a duct, airflow is very nice, but maybe 30-40 feet away, the airflow is very less and there are local hotspots. So these instruments help us to understand whether there is an optimum airflow throughout our building or not. Fluke 922, this is a micromanometer or a differential or a static pressure meter. So this product is vital for all the clean room applications, which must be positively pressurized. We need to measure pressure of the air, that what is the pressure. And this product helps us not only measure differential and static pressure, it also records velocity, flow, and temperature. So one product which does multiple things and help customer maintain a positive air pressure inside the buildings. Again, we discussed about the fine particles. So here comes the MRI, or you can say the advanced tool for indoor air quality. This is a Fluke 985 Airborne particle counter. So what it does, it is a 6-channel particle counter which can measure right from 0.3 micrometer to 10 micrometer. And as Mr. Nitin has explained, that 2.5 and 10, which is PM 2.5 and PM 10, these are somehow the most important or the most popular parameter which are generally talked about. The good part is this instrument can measure simultaneously all the 6 channels right from 0.3. So 0.3 is like almost 10 times lower than 2.5. And 0.5, 1, 2, 5 and 10 micrometer channel. This can help us to understand that what is causing the pollution, because 0.3 microns is very different than 10 microns. So 10 microns could be a atmospheric dust, whereas 0.5 micron could be a very different pollutant. It could be VOC pollutant. So it helps us to understand that what kind of pollution is there inside the building, and the corrective measure can be taken. So let's very quickly look at it. It is a very high performance device. It's a 6-channel device which can measure simultaneously from 0.3 microns to 10 microns, both in cumulative as well as segregated count. So you can do a cumulative count where 10 microns, 5, 2, 0, 1, everything is included in the previous one, or we can do an individual check that how much is 0.3, how much is 0.5. This weighs just like 1.5 kg. It's a handheld unit. And as I said, this is a portable unit. It can be taken at any place within the facility. The good part is it has data connectivity, so we can connect it using the LAN port. So this comes with a 3.5 inch color display, and we can do a complete trending in this. This can be connected to our PC or our LAN network, and we can do a continuous monitoring in this. Same for CO and CO2 detection, two models which can help us understand what is the CO and CO2 level. These are very important for parking spaces because there are vehicles which are moving around, and the CO and CO2 levels builds up very, very quickly. Apart from this, we not only need to monitor the inside of the building, we also need to take care of the HVAC infrastructure, the system also. So there is a very popular product called thermal camera or a thermal imager. This can help us identify hotspot. So you can see a chiller. If you see the top left image, the left image is a visual image, whereas the right image is a thermal image. So it tells us if there is a local hotspot or there is a local cooling spot in our building. So generally, when we are doing HVAC, we are dealing with either very cold substance or very hot substance. So this can help us to understand if there is abnormal heating or cooling. We need to insulate our refrigerant lines. If the insulation is weak, we are losing our energy, we are losing our money. So it can help us find out if there is any duct which is choked, if there is any insulation where the insulation has gone bad and the hot or cold air is coming out of it. It can help us do building audit. So you can see one of the image, and it's very popular in US and Europe, where buildings are actually heated rather than cooling is done. It can also help us to identify electrical faults in the system, as well as if there is a heating element in the floor. So there are heating floors, there are heating in walls. So thermal imager help us to understand the thermal profile and identify fault in the system. Using this, we can measure right from -20 to 400 degrees centigrade. These thermal imager, they come with, this model has around 11,000 sensors, which can make very clear images and tell us where the problem is. The product is IP65, which means absolutely dust and waterproof. It comes with a rechargeable battery, so customer doesn't need to charge, like, put new batteries every now and then. And very simple to use. The product is designed for people who have never used thermal imager. So super easy to use. Not get into the specification. This is the handheld unit, VT08. Tachometer to understand the speed of our motor. So we can use tachometer to measure speed of motors and conveyors, pumps, chillers, if they are overspeeding or underspeed. When we talk about indoor air quality or healthy building, then apart from air, the light, are we overexposed to light or are we underexposed? That's also very important. So Fluke 941 is a Lux Level Meter. It can help us if we are over illuminated or under illuminated. And believe me, the light or the illumination level has a direct connection with the occupant's alertness. So if it is over illuminated, then it's a discomfort as well as wastage of energy. If it is under illuminated, then people feel lethargic and people feel a little uncomfortable. So we have Lux Level Meter to check the indoor lux level or the light level. Similarly is the sound level. We have chillers, we are moving air through ducts, and it may generate some sound, as well as we have conference rooms, we have buildings. So sound level meter help us to understand if there is a sound pollution. We have generator sets which comes with a soundproof canopy. So this help us to understand if the overall environment, the light, the sound, the air, if everything is right. And the OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Association, they also define not only the air conditioning part, but as Mr. Nayak has said, that it involves light, it involves sound, it involves water quality, air quality. So Fluke not only helps for indoor air quality, Fluke helps for complete parameter measurement inside a building. Now, one of the main parameter, or let's say there is a hall which we need to air condition. So what capacity of air conditioning is, how much tonnage of air conditioning is required, we need to take measurements. And to take measurements, this is a laser distance meter. It comes from 40 meter to 100 meter. And just by click of the button, we can measure up to 100 meter, which is like 300 feet. This product has automatic calculation, so it can measure length, area, volume, or angle. Comes with again a rechargeable battery, IP65, totally dust and waterproof. And we can quickly measure what is the area or volume of a place, so that we can identify how much tonnage of air conditioning is required. Okay, maybe the last 2-3 slides. The products which we saw till now, they were directly related to occupant safety and health or building quality. Now the product which I am showing in next 2-3 slides, they help us to maintain the electrical infrastructure of the building, the chillers, the pumps, the motors. So Fluke offers a complete range of digital multimeters, which are starting from as low as 3,000 rupees and go as high as 50,000 rupees for complete application of all type of customers. Also offers clamp meters to measure what is the current which our system is drawing, less current or more current, if it is right or not, what is the frequency, what is the voltage. We can measure all these electrical parameters using clamp meters. Fluke offers right from 200 ampere to 2500 amperes, so that we can measure at every level within our installation. A complete range of IR thermometers. Sometimes we need to test what is the temperature at a particular spot. So for that we use infrared thermometers. Thermometers right from -30 degree to almost 1000 degree based upon customer's application. And as we saw, a complete range of HVAC and IoT solution, which includes Anemometer, temperature and humidity meter, tachometers, light meter, and sound meters. So that's it from my side. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jain, for highlighting your views on air quality monitoring tools for modern buildings and HVAC systems.